you?
Hey, Nikki, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Very well, thanks.
What do I do if I got an assessment from the CRA that I do not agree with?
I'm very glad you asked me that, Nikki. If you've received an assessment, a notice of assessment from the CRA that you don't agree with, you should challenge it. And you've got 90 days, basically, from the date that you receive a notice of assessment in order to file what is called a notice of objection. Now, once you file your notice of objection, the whole process of the appeals process at the CRA starts getting into motion. Now, the way that works, I know you're going to ask that next.
Yeah, how does that
The
work?
way that works is once you file your notice of appeal, your notice of objection, it goes into the system and goes into a huge pile of a huge pile of other notices of objection from other disgruntled taxpayers who've been treated unfairly by the CRA. And what in turn happens is you wait, and you wait, and you wait, and you wait, and you wait. Typically you wait for about 11 months to a year. That was pre-COVID. Post-COVID, you could probably wait for, 18 months, 20 months, it could be 24 months. I don't even know yet because we're still in the middle of COVID and I haven't had any current objections even looked at by the CRA yet. But what happens is, once it gets to the top of the pile, you have an appeals officer who's assigned. The CRA will send you a letter, and the letter will say, "Dear taxpayer, we have assigned an appeals officer to your case. Please give them all the information to show why you're right and why we are wrong." And it's during this whole process that you can provide all the information, all of your evidence, all of your supporting arguments to show why the CRA has incorrectly assessed you. So it's imperative during that time that you have, and there's plenty of time, during that time you must be organized, you must get prepared, you must get all your ducks in a row, you have to do your legal research, you have to find all of your evidence, you have to find all of your receipts, you have to find all the information that you need in order to prove that the CRA was wrong. And one of the great tools, you want to know about the tools?
I do. Tell me about the tools.
I'm glad you asked. One of the tools that you should use is the access to information request. So during this whole 11, 12, 18, 20 month process, you can go ahead and file an access to information request. And that access to information request you can use to ask the CRA to provide all the personal information about you pertaining to whatever notice of
Objection?
No, notice of assessment. Sorry, there you go. Notice of assessment that you're fighting. So if you're fighting a particular notice of assessment that arose due to due to an audit, for example, you can request in the access to information all of the details regarding that audit. So that will help you figure out what you need to challenge, because it's hard to fight a ghost. You can't fight a shadow, can't fight a ghost. You need to know exactly what you're fighting. So if you can get all the details from the audit, the auditor's paperwork, the auditor's notes, the auditor's documents, then you can see point by point exactly where you have to provide information and where you need to gather evidence to challenge them. So finally what happens is the appeals officer gets on the case. Hopefully you've been organized by that point. Hopefully you've had some help if you need the help, and just a little plug, call Barrett Tax Law.
How do you get the help?
Oh, there you go. Thank you for asking. Call Barrett Tax Law if you need help preparing your objection, preparing the notice of objection. We can certainly help you navigate the whole process. We'll be happy to help you gather the documents, gather the evidence, draft the affidavits, and put together all the analysis and the legalese that you need in order to show the appeals officer that you're right and the CRA is wrong. And one of the things that's really important is you need to make sure that what you're providing to the appeals officer is very, very clear. It's got to be clear. It's got to be clear enough that a 5-year-old can read it, okay? Everyone needs to be able to understand exactly what you're saying. It shouldn't be overly technical. It shouldn't be overly legal. It should be very clear, very easy to navigate. And once the appeals officer reads the documentation and they look through your evidence and they look through all the supporting documents, it should be very easy for them to understand what your points are, understand the basis and the crux of your case, and be able to find in your favor. And if they do find in your favor, they can do two different things. Number one, they can vacate or get rid of, that's a fancy word for getting rid of the reassessment altogether, or they can file a new assessment, a new reassessment, and maybe they agree with part of your arguments. Maybe they agree with most of your arguments. But either way, if they agree with you at all, they can give you a brand new reassessment. And if you still are not happy with that brand new reassessment, you think you're supposed to owe 0 tax dollars, and it started off at 100,000 and it's only gone down to 50. Well, you can still go to that next step and go to tax court. So if you want to learn more about tax court, we've got another video that's coming up on the tax court and navigating the whole process, both the informal procedure and the general procedure. And what else do we need to talk about?
Well,
How to find us, I guess.
yeah, you
Well,
better tell them.
there you go. If you need help with your audit or your notice of objection that came from an audit, if you need help going to tax court, if you need help challenging anything that the CRA has done, please give us a call at 1-866-278-8424. It would be our pleasure to give you a consultation. You can also find us on the web at barrettaxlaw.com. That's BarrettTaxlaw.com. And if you're looking for further information, go on to Amazon, search for my name, Dale Barrett, and we've got plenty of different tax volumes and tax books that we've written. And a number of them discuss the voluntary disclosures program, they discuss the objection process, they discuss drafting appeals, they discuss going to court. So all kinds of information is available from those books, and they're available not just on Amazon, but at your local library. But otherwise, get the information directly from the source, give us a call, set up a consultation, and it would be our pleasure to help you crush the CRA. Thanks so much, and we'll see you at the next video.
Bye.